Yo, what up? It is the 22nd of April, 2024. It's currently 10:50 p.m. on a Monday, and I am pushing it a little bit close to the time I need to play in order to get to the shops in time. I'll just quickly water these flowers. Also, let's see if on the map if anyone new's moved in. Really? Another day, no one's moved in. That's strange. I would have thought someone would have moved by now. I mean, maybe tomorrow? I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's almost been a week now. I think it's today's the 6th day of that 8th slot being empty. Kind of weird. Let's see, what have I got to talk about? I just watched the trailer for that new Transformers movie that's coming out. Transformers 1, that's like the origin story. And it looks horrible. It looks like all of those, like, it's got that, like, horrible, like, Marvel, like, sense of humor where everything is, like that quirky style. It's a style of humor that speaks for itself, really. It's very difficult to, like, give a specific word for it other than giving examples. But it's, like, the humor is really predictable and obvious and not funny, and I don't care about Transformers, mind you. I've not really ever watched Transformers, but I know enough about, like, movies that I can see a bad trailer for a movie and know that the movie's gonna be bad. But hey, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it'll come out and it'll be great. The thing is that trailers nowadays usually show all of the best parts of the movie, and then rarely is the movie itself gonna be much, you know, it's not like a movie's gonna have a good trailer and then be horrible, or have a bad trailer and then be really good. Usually it speaks for itself, although there are rare cases, obviously. This is just between us, but I think I like calamari. Whoa, what? What do you mean? What do you think you like it? Is that different from actually liking it? What are you saying here? I don't dislike it so much, I hate it. Okay, in that case, I guess I get it. I love and hate are the two sides of the same coin. Not until I start hating my beloved peach pie can I say that I love peach pie from the bottom of my heart. Whoa, we're so deep, especially when we talk about love and hate. It doesn't even matter if we make sense, because we just look so cool. That's my battery. It's just gone red. Oh yeah, it's got the message now. Oh, here we go. Brief battery intermission. But yeah, I mean, trailers for movies aren't an indicator of the actual quality of the movie, I should say. Like, that isn't a thing. But what I'm saying is generally, if you see a movie trailer and the trailer makes you think that the movie is going to be bad, it's pretty uncommon that the movie comes out and it actually ends up being good, because all of that stuff that they highlight in the trailer are going to be, like, the main big things. One is the root of evil. Dig, dig, dig. The fishing tournament will begin this Sunday. Probably won't be very interesting. Let's do red. Why not? He doesn't close. At least I don't think he does. So is red. But yeah, I'm probably not going to watch that Transformers movie. I mean, maybe it could be good. It just kind of doesn't look good. And I don't know if people who like Transformers would like it. I don't know. But, like, the vocal performances, like, because it's a prequel and they're, like, it's, like, the origin of them being Transformers, they're, like, younger, so their, like, voices are, you know, different, which is, like, I don't know. I mean, Optimus Prime with like a weird, like high pitched, well, not high pitched, but like not deep voice just sounds kind of bad. I mean, they've tried many attempts at rebooting the Transformers, and none of them have really worked. In terms of, I don't have this. I already have this painting. None of them have really worked in terms of actually like sparking that interest. Because even though those Michael Bay ones were like notable, I don't think people like them. Also, I think this is new tabletop game. It's like an arcade, like a one of those ones. Oh, apparently I do have it. Really? I feel like I would use this in my for real? Apparently I have the tabletop game already. I kind of want to buy it just anyway. I feel like this should be in my game room. Yeah, but anyway, on Transformers. Like, yeah, there's... Like, basically, there hasn't been a thing that's worked for the Transformers since the original, like, show. At least in terms of, like, legacy. Because there was that Bumblebee movie where it's basically... I haven't seen that either, but it's basically just... I'm assuming the Iron Giant, but with Bumblebee, which is kind of weird, because why would you specifically only do Bumblebee? I know there's comics, so I'm guessing that some of the more questionable decisions may be based off of those. I don't know. People, you know, has a pretty, like, rabid fan base. I mean, as far as fan bases go, I think most of them have that by default. I heard that bigger cities have been concerned with the environment and stuff. Although Mateiio is in a smoggy metropolis, we care about that too. Really? Of course we care. I mean, the town where my father lives is filthy. I heard that this year a really stinky flower grew there. Gross. Real stinky. Yeah, but I don't have any investment in Transformers, so it's... I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things. It's the same thing with the Ninja Turtles, where everyone knows what it is, but only select people actually have a specific interest in it, and it kind of just keeps coming back every couple of years. That's the same thing with, like, Garfield... Like the Smurfs. The Smurfs is getting a new movie sometime soon. Garfield's getting a new movie sometime soon. They basically just perpetually have, like, new things come out. And then people, like, you know, they're memorable for a bit, and then a new thing comes out, like, 5 years later. Alright, now Monique's asking for pink furniture. There is that new Garfield movie coming out, and I'm probably, most definitely going to watch it. What can I say? I like Garfield. Well, that's the thing, I don't like Garfield. As in the sense that I don't like the comics because they're not funny. And I've watched the 3 animated movies which aren't funny, and the live-action movie which isn't funny. And yet I know all of the characters, and I've watched, like, a lot of episodes of the show. And yet I don't know I don't know how I feel about Garfield. I haven't even mentioned pink furniture to you. Yes, you did. Anyway, I should give you a reward. Maybe you'd like my kayak. Yeah, sure. I only own 2 Funko Pops, and they're both Garfield ones. One's Garfield and the other's Odie. And I don't like Funko Pops, and I don't really care for Garfield either, so that's kind of a perfect pairing. The Garfield Funko Pop looks particularly stupid because it's a Funko Pop, but also because the art style of Funko Pops does not work on characters with an ounce of, like, you know, style to them. Because Funko Pops suck. I kind of established that already. It really is a thing that people collect just because it's a thing you can collect. I really doubt that anyone actually thinks that Funko Pops look good. But what do I know, I guess. Forgot to do the money tree. Yeah, maybe the Transformers movie ends up being good. I don't know. Probably not going to watch it, so I don't think any good perspective on that. Yeah, you kind of wonder, like, when those sorts of things are just gonna, like, die out. Or better yet, like, what the next one of those is. Like, right now, there's a lot of franchises that sort of perpetually exist, but continually, like something like SpongeBob still gets new episodes of the same show, whereas the Ninja Turtles, the original show, ended ages ago and then got rebooted. The question then would be, when is something like that going to happen to something that's been established for so long? When are we going to get, like, SpongeBob ending and then there's a SpongeBob reboot, or, like, The Simpsons ending and then there's a Simpsons reboot? Something like that. Because I feel like that will happen eventually. It's very weird, like, thinking about that stuff. But then when it actually happens, it sort of just happens, and then, yeah. But I mean, there's, like, Smurfs, that used to be, like, a household name. But now it's just, like, yeah, it comes back every now and again. It's, like, a little nostalgic thing. It happened with, like, Thomas the Tank Engine as well, I guess. There's a lot of things where that happened. But yeah, it's very, weird. There's a hole here. Am I gonna fall in it? Nope. But yeah, it's a very, it's a bit of a tiring cycle. It's Scooby-Doo, that's another good example. Basically any Hanna-Barbera thing has that happen to it. Or, Tom and Jerry, which isn't Hanna-Barbera, but it's a very similar boat. Well, like, that's happened, there was that Scooby-Doo movie that came out a couple years ago. That was, like, a reboot thing, it was, like, a prequel. It's basically the same thing that both the Garfield movie is and the new Transformers movie is. They're, like, out of original new ideas, so now they have to go backwards or something. Which, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of lame. Like, I don't know, because I'm not a fan of most of those franchises, so I really don't know what the perspective is on that for someone who is a fan. Like, if you're a fan of, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe the Ninja Turtles aren't the best of examples, because they usually have a decent amount of staying power, even if they get constantly rebooted. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I put new furniture around my room or what, but I just feel like life is all rainbows and flowers lately. Oh yeah, she has, the flamingo I gave her. Very nice. But yeah, movies are kind of, the film industry is kind of, the thing is that, like, with games, there are indie games that get the spotlight, and, like, major spotlight. Like, Nintendo do streams where they show off indie games that are coming to the Switch, like, directly promoting them. In the music industry, platforms like Spotify make it very easy to find indie music, but indie film is a bit different. Although there is stuff like YouTube, obviously, it's kind of weird. I guess YouTube is a decent, like, medium for film, but I mean, nowadays, think about how many things on YouTube you probably don't see because the algorithm's pushing stuff that you don't even, like, care about. Or better yet, just pushing stuff that's all basically the same in terms of, like, tone and all that. It all basically pushes the same buttons. So indie film is a lot more niche, I feel. I got a ton of new furniture I have to go to see. It makes my house, like, a million bajillion times cuter. I like the washer and the dryer, it really, really is a good addition. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like the movie industry is a lot, like, there definitely is no, like, mainstream way. In fact, even, you know, with music, you know, occasionally an indie song will become a hit and then it'll be on the radio or hit the top of charts and stuff like that. Indie games get mixed in with, you know, AAA games because they're just seen as games, although there is still a bit of that stigma, but, you know. And then movies, which, you know, fills out kind of the trifecta here, although there are other art forms, of course, but, you know, movies, there isn't really, at least to my knowledge, you know, the indie films that get, like, it's harder for them to get released in theaters, which is still a pretty primary way of movies releasing, even though that was kind of broken a bit during COVID. I mean, I guess you could argue something like maybe Netflix, it makes it easy to get an idea out there as just an individual, like, because you can, you know, pitch movies, and I mean, any any, studio that lets you pitch stuff to them as a person. But, I don't know. I feel like, with movies, it's sort of very difficult to not view the industry as reflective of what the mainstream has to offer, whereas with games and music, I feel you can very easily, not really pay that much attention to it. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's always going to be a thing, at least where the mainstream gets the most focus, because that's why it's the mainstream. I mean, like, with the Game Awards, indie games will have their own category of the best indie games, even though, they very well could just be part of the big hitters of the year, because a lot of the time they realistically actually are. But it is obviously not fair. But yeah, so with movies, it's very much like it's been relying on sequels, prequels, origin stories, reboots, remakes, pretty much every possible thing to not come up with an original idea they'll do, just so that they can ensure that people will go watch a movie, and they don't really care about the quality or anything like that. There was a weird thing with Ghostbusters where, they did the crappy 2016 reboot that nobody liked because it sucked, and then they were like, okay, we're not going to do Ghostbusters anymore, I guess. But then, a couple years later they did, oh, we're doing Ghostbusters 3, by the way. Hi, Cube. Which is that thing you were talking about? Gimme. No, wait, this thing is really hard to come by. I know, it's yours for 460 bells. Deal! Sold to S-Monkey. Nice. Here you go. Take good care of it. Oh, hey, Antonio. Yo, what up? Oh, his eyes, when he goes shocked, he gets, irises. I'm trying to pick the pump-up yell I'm going to use during my training, but they're all so good and I can't decide on one. You gotta tell me which one rocks the hardest. Hey, what? How's that? Try another. Not so good, huh? Then here comes the next one. Boo! Wog! No. Awful. Not so good, huh? Then here comes the next one. 30 to Thunder. What on earth? No, not at all. Not in that one, huh? Let's see. 30 to Thunder. No, you said that one already. That's lame. Pickles. Yeah, that one. That one's great. Nice. Great. Oh, wait, let's see what they talk about. Hey, Hugh, do you like tank tops or t-shirts? Me, I'm more of a no-shirt necessary kind of guy. What? So what soaks up all your workout sweat? Sweat? I don't sweat. I chill. That's what I'm good at. Chilling. You don't sweat? Bro, you some kind of alien? As if you are, I'm gonna be forced to crush you like a soda can. Anyway, back on what I was talking about with movies. Yeah, with Ghostbusters, they did Ghostbusters 3, they just kind of casually did that. And then, just recently, they've done another Ghostbusters, where it's where did this come from? Why now, it felt like, that 2016 one was the perfect opportunity to do a proper Ghostbusters 3, and they kind of blew it. And then, a couple years later, they do an actual Ghostbusters 3. It's just kind of weird. I don't know, sometimes it feels like the movie industry is just kind of being, piloted along and people don't really know what they're doing. And Harriet's here. Oh, hi there. Did I look lovely? Oh, lonely. How thoughtful of you to come say hi. Oh, it's fine. You don't have to say a thing. I already know whatever you're going to say. Call it a stylist's intuition. What does that mean? Can't sleep either. I know what you mean. I've been up all night worrying about my split ends. Did your little chap boost your spirits? What? I think Brewster would look mighty fine with a tad more volume around the crown, but he's so sensitive it'd probably be really ruffle his feathers if I told him so. Care for a cup of Java to pick you up? It's 200 bells. What plum would you like? Usual? Cool. Got the specialized one today, but it turned out a little differently. Whatever you say. Care for a little pigeon milk to put in it? Yes, please. I think I'm going to be very pleased. And it goes. There we go. The perfect temperature to bring out the flavor. 176 degrees. One fresh brewed cup. Drink up. Thanks. Sweet and mild. This can be none other than the world-renowned pigeon blend. Thanks. You know what? When I try something, I want to see this. I'm going to look up 2024 movies. So this will only be from the first quarter because it's currently, you know, towards the end of April. So, like, how many of these are new things? Okay, actually, most of these are new. Maybe my point isn't that good. I mean, you know, yeah, that's the thing, is that there's going to be good stuff that comes out in the mainstream sometimes, but that doesn't mean the mainstream's good, because, you know, if that's a rare exception, then it kind of brings into question what everything else is. Like, Doing Part 2 just came out not too long ago. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the first one, but I've heard it's good. I'm assuming it's good. You know, and the thing is that good stuff can exist in a bad landscape, and I think that's kind of what's happening with movies, and I think games to an extent. At least when it comes to, like, the mainstream media and stuff. Obviously, indie stuff is always going to have a more, I'd say a more consistent quality, because it's got more passion put into it and more self-direction, even if the production quality isn't as high. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Hopefully the new person moves in tomorrow. I don't know why no one's moved in yet. It's kind of weird.